Hello, good learners. It's your teacher Asia, and today we are going to solve some problems on mathematics. Okay, we are on page 15, and we have some problems to solve regarding ordering numbers. Okay, follow me, listen carefully, and let's go through them. We're in the check part, okay? Page 15, the check part. Number 1, explain how you can order the numbers 1432, 1428, and 1463 from greatest to the least, okay? As we said in the previous video, in order to order numbers, first we're going to write the numbers on top of each other. Then we're going to compare the 10,000th spot and see which one is the biggest, the greatest. And if they're equal, we move to the 100th spot. And if they're equal to in the 100th spot, we move to the ones, the tens, and then to the ones, and see in where they do differ. Then we're going to decide. So we have number, the first one we have 1,432. The second number is 1,428. And the third number is 1,463. The first step here is that we are going to compare, we are going to look at the thousand spot. Okay, look. In all the three words, the thousand spot is equal. It's 1, okay? It's equal. Now let's move on to look at the 100 spot. Again, in the 100 spot, they're all equal. Okay, now we're moving on to the 10 spot. Okay, look the differ here. In this number, in the 10 spot, we have 3. And in this number, we have 2. And in this number, we have 6, okay? And we are going to order them from the greatest, the biggest number, to the smallest. Okay, now tell me which one is the biggest. This one with the 6 is the biggest. So 1,463 is bigger than, between these two, which one is the greater? This one, because we have 3 in the 10 spot. Is greater than 1,432, and it's greater than 1,428. So this is how we're going to order these three numbers from the greatest to the least. Very good. Now let's move on to exercise number 2, 3, and 4. Write the numbers in order from the least to the greatest. This time we're going to write the numbers from the least, meaning that the smallest number in them, okay? We're going to write from the smallest number, the least number, to the greatest. Okay, in 2 we have these two. 408. Then we have 413 and 411. As I told you, as a first point, we're going to compare the numbers in the 100 spot. Look, these are all 3 digits number, so we're going to start from the 100 spot. In the 100 spot, they all share one common number, which is number 4. Okay? Then we'll move on to the 10 spot. Here we have 0. And in this two we have 1. Very good. So these two are bigger than this one. This is the least. Okay, 408 is less than. Between these two numbers, which one is the least? Look, in here we have 1 and in here we have 1. Now let's look at the 1 spot. In here we have 3 and here we have 1s. So this number is less than this number. So 408 is less than 411, and 411 is less than 413. So this is how you order these numbers from the least to the greatest. Very good. Now let's move on to exercise 3. Again, we're going to order this number from the least to the greatest. And our number is 403. Then we have 410. And then we have 407. Kids, remember, in order to order these numbers, in order to order any kind of number, first of all, look at the first digits from the left. Okay, now, the first digit in the hundred spot is equal. It's 4. So we're going to look at a 10 spot. In here we have 0 tens. And in here we have 0 tens again. And in here we have 1 in the tens place. So this one is the greatest. Let's check and find out which number is the least between these two numbers. And in the 1 spot, look, we have 3 here and we have 7 here. That means this one is the least. 403 is less than 407, and 407 is less than 410. Fantastic. Now let's move on to exercise number 4. 415, and the number is 405, and then we have 409. And again, we're going to order these numbers from the least to the greatest. Look at the 100 spot. In all the 3, we've got number 4. That means they're equal in terms of the 100 spot. Then let's move on to the 10 spot. Look, in here we have 110. And in these two we have 0. So this one is greater than these two. And between these two, let's find out which one is less than the other. And in order to do that, we have to take a look at the 1 spot. And in here we have 5 ones, and in this number we have 9 ones. So 5 is smaller than 9, so we say 405 is less than 409, and 409 is less than 415. Okay, write this one as I give you a couple of seconds. I'll put it here. Okay. Very good. Now let's go to exercise number 5. Write the numbers in order from least to greatest. Again, we're going to write the numbers from the least to the greatest. Check this out. The number is 5,000. Number 5. 5,200. And then we have 6,500. 6,500. Then we have 5,900. All right. It requires us to order these numbers from the least to the greatest. As the first point of departure, we have to take a look at the 1,000 spot. And in the first one, we have 5,000. Okay, and here we have 6,000, and in here we have 5,000 again. So these two are equal, but this one is greater than the both. So this number here is the greater so far. Now let's find out between these two numbers which one is less than the other one and which one is the least. Look, now let's take a look at the 100 spot. Here we have 200s and we have 900s. meaning that 2 and 2 is smaller than 9. That gives us the number that is the least between them, which is this one. And if you order the number from the least to the greatest, it looks like something like this. 5,200 is less than 5,900, and 5,900 is smaller than 6,500. Okay, now write this one as I give you a couple of seconds. Very fine. Now let's move on to exercise number 6. Okay, exercise number 6, right from here. The first number is 6,750. 6,750. And then we have 6,125. And the third number we have 6,500. Remember, guys, as I told you, in order to compare, in order to order some numbers, you have to take a look at the first digits from the left, okay? And now look at the thousand spot. They're all equal. We've got 6 here, we've got 6 here, we got 6 here. Now we'll move on to take a look at the hundred spot and compare them and see which one is the smallest, which one is the greatest, and then we're going to decide and we're going to order them from the least to the greatest. Now, in here we have 700s. Can you see it? And in here we have 100s, and here we have 500s. Which one is greater than the other one? Which one is the less than the other one? Of course, 1 is less than 5, and 5 is less than 7. Okay, now let's write them from the least to the greatest. The least of them is 6,125 is less than 6,500, and this one is less than 6,750. Very good. Now write this one as I give you a couple of seconds. Very fine. Now let's do exercise number 7. We have 10,500, 13,000, and 12,500. Very good. Now let's look at the 10,000 spot. The 10,000 spot. Here. In this one we have 1, and in this one we have 1, and in this one we have 1 again. This means that they're all equal in terms of the 10,000 spot. Now we have to move on, take a look at the 1,000 spot and see which one is the least of them, which one is the greatest of them, okay? And here we have 0,000. And here we have 3,000, and here we have 2,000. And of course, 0 is less than 2, and 2 is less than 3, and we are going to order the numbers in this way. Okay, 10,500 is less than 12,500, and this one is less than 13,000. Got it? Perfect. Now write this while I give you a couple of seconds. Very good. Now let's do exercise number 8. This one. We're going to do this one. Our number is 12,240. The next one is 11,845. Then we have 13,156. As usual, as I told you before, the first thing that you're going to do is comparing the number that is to the very left. Okay? In this case, it's the 10,000s. Look, in the 10,000 spot, we have 1 in all of them. So they're equal in terms of 10,000 spot. Now we have to move on to the 1,000 spot and see if there are any differences. And if there are, we're going to decide which one is the least and which one is the greatest. Now, take a look at the 1,000 spot. Here we have 2, and here we have 1, and here we have 3. So which one is the least among these 3? Of course, 1 is less than 2, and 2 is less than 3, and we're going to write the number in this way. 11,845 is less than 12,240, and this one is less than 13,156. Okay? Alright, ladies and gentlemen, write this one while I give you a couple of seconds again. Very good. Now let's move on to exercise number 9. But this one is different. We're going to order the numbers from the greatest to the least. Unlike the previous ones, this time we're going to order the numbers from the greatest to the least. Very good. Follow me. 9. The number is 384. Then we have 526, then we have 431. We're going to the number, remember, we are going to order numbers from the greatest to the least. Now let's take a look at the 100 spots. Here we have 3, we have 5, and here we have 4. Which number is the greatest among these numbers? Of course, 5 is greater than 4, and 4 is greater than 3, and our answer is going to be 526 is greater than 431, and this one is greater than 384. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, are you following me? Good job. Now write this one while I give you a couple of seconds. Very good. Now let's do exercise number 10. We're going to order these numbers from the greatest to the least, okay? We have 793, and then we have 728, and then we have 756, okay? As I've told you before, in order to know which number is the greatest and which one is the least, we have to compare the first digits to the left. Okay, in this case, it's the 100 spot. Look, in the 100 spot, we've got 707 in all the 3 numbers. And now let's move on and take a look at the 10th number to find out which one is the greatest and which one is the least. Here we have 9 in the 10th spot. And in this number we have 2, and here we have 5. Okay, which one is greater? Of course, 2 is greater than 5, and 5 is greater than 2, and the answer is going to be like 793 is greater than 756, and 756 is greater than 728. Very good. Guys, remember, this multiple choice question is homework for you. Do it at home, do it nicely, and then we're going to check on it. And it says which numbers are ordered from the least to the greatest. You find out. And guys, that was a very amazing time with you. Come on, visit me real soon. I'm waiting for you. And until the next lesson, take care and goodbye.